Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Sports Scene. This week, I gotta say, we don't have a lot to talk about from last week because the Broncos won. Not my team, but we have a great lineup of rugby league this weekend with the Digital Cup also resuming. But I'm sure brother here would like to boast about his team, Lawrence.
Well, okay. Yeah. Thank you. You actually caught me off guard there. You know, I got to say, look, it was a really good weekend, of course. The Broncos won after being down 22-0. Mm-hmm. Must make that very, very clear. But some news of a certain Karu trying to leave our team and go somewhere else. You know, if you're watching online, just stay where you are. Come on, man. Stay right where you are. But as you said, the Digital Cup starting this weekend. Yep. Which is really good, and the Hunters, after a week off, also get back into the competition. Yep.
Speaking of which, we will have both stories, content regarding the Digital Cup and the Hunters. Of course, Coach Church joins us again to preview the coming weekend's game. Yep. So all of that in the next couple of minutes. Lawrence, let's get on with the scoreline.
Yeah, thank you. Finally, I'm really happy to give you the scoreline for this week in the NRL. Let's put it up on screen right now. Here we go. The Rabbitohs, massive win over the Raiders there. South Sydney Rabbitohs 34 defeated the Raiders 20. The Storm, after being down in the first half, they just got a bit of a chat by Craig Bellamy, 40 points to 14. And as you can see, boom, you can see it right there. The Broncos 36 over the Titans 28. Get that into you. And the Panthers 28 defeated the Sea Eagles 16. Panthers have won like 7 in a row and really going good. Parramatta Eels 32 over the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs 32-10. The Roosters, they lost two very important players there. Ended up with only 11. 38-4. All right, 38-4 against the Knights. The Warriors 24 defeated the Cowboys 20. And West Tigers, all right, finally winning there, beat the Dragons 16 points to 8. All right, the points ladder, and this is how it looks like. The Panthers are on top, followed by the Eels, Rabbitohs, Roosters, and Storms. They round up the top 5. Okay, and the Titans are still in the top 8 there with their 3 wins. But everyone else is stacked up right at the back. The bottom 8. Here they are, the Raiders just off the 8, Sea Eagles, Knights, Cowboys, Sharks, West Tigers, and the Broncos and Bulldogs. So that's what it looks like. Unfortunately for the Bulldogs, looks like it's going to be a very long season. Hopefully for the Broncos, we win again. Just fingers crossed on that.
Still hanging around somewhere at the bottom of the ladder.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome again to Sports Scene. It's time for our Zoom session with our coach, of course, of the SP Hunters, Matthew Church. All right, let's get straight into it. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good, thanks. Feeling refreshed after a week off, so keen to get back into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, a week off training. Not really a week off training. I'm sure you trained. But what did you get up to? I'm sure there was a bit of free time that you had with the boys.
Yeah, we got some training done earlier in the week last week. Reviewed the game and a couple of things that we needed to work on. So we got some work done, and once we got that done, we gave everyone the weekend off. So that consisted of travelling to Brisbane on Friday night for the Titans versus Broncos game. It's through connections with our general manager at Scotty Barker. He's organised some stuff through the Broncos there to get the boys some tickets to the game. So, they all enjoyed that. It's a bit of a thrill. A lot of our guys are Broncos supporters. And some of them, it's the first time they've actually been to Suncorp. So, it's a really good thrill for our guys. And they're the little opportunities we hope to provide moving forward.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Awesome to hear. Of course, I'm a Broncos fan. And, after the first 15 minutes, I was like, just about to hit the TV. But geez, man, they came home with a wet sail, and we'll stop about that. Otherwise, I'll carry on. But I'm sure the boys enjoyed the trip out to Brisbane.
Yes, they certainly did.
Okay, moving it right along. Last week during the Anzac Day match, the Hunters, we didn't discuss it, but you ran out with brand new uniforms. Tell us a bit about the new uniforms you have.
Okay, so I guess first of all, I thought the 2020 jerseys were quite a bit busy. There was a lot of spears and an attempt to look scary, I guess. And we're scary by nature. We don't need to look scary. We are scary. So, and I wanted probably a more traditional jersey. On our jersey, for those that have seen it, obviously there's a lot of blank colour in the white. That's to aid the visibility to our sponsors. We love our sponsors, and we know that they commit a lot of money to us being able to do what we love. So we want to make sure the visibility's there. So the clearer the jersey, the more visibility they get. On top of that, so there's a V section that sits just above the chest. The lower part, there's a little thin black V that has a tribute to Grand Chief Sir Michael Somari, nice. Just in honour of his dedication to PNG, and something that our boys always talk about, or players and staff that have met Sir Michael, is that he always encouraged them to fly the flag high. So above the V is the colours of our flag. It fits nice into what we were trying to do, and we always wanted to honour the legacy that he leaves PNG and fighting for a better future for all of us.
Well, that's awesome, man. Good that you were able to give us some definition of what the uniform is, and I'm sure the boys, even though we didn't come up with the win last week or 2 weeks ago, would have been really proud to wear the new uniforms on field.
Yeah, certainly. Everyone likes getting new uniforms, and when you get the new kit, it's always refreshing to get that. And that's the thing. The boys have worked really hard to earn those. So now, hopefully, at the end of the year, they get to keep all those and make that jersey their own.
Nice. Yeah. Well, they'll be hot property. I tell you what. Look, this week, let's continue on now. You've handed this pocket rocket, Judah Rimbu. The number 6, he's been sort of thereabouts. You gave him a lot of game time last week. How do you think he'll go?
Oh, look, Judah's really impressed me. Obviously young and full of energy. What impressed me most, I guess, watching the Digicel Cup last year is how cool and calm he was for a 19-year-old. Well, he was only 18 last year. He's 19 now. And there's some much older, more experienced guys that run around in the Digicel Cup, and he wasn't willing to tell them where to go and where he needed them to be. And but one of the really good things, he plays with a lot of energy, but he's got a really calm head on him. Nice. So that whole transitional period of playing him off the bench for the first 5 rounds was just a way to inject him into the game. I would have liked to have used him more in the halves throughout those games, but the games sort of didn't play out that way. He's only had about 10 minutes there against the Mackay, but then when we did get that, we defended for that 10 minutes. So I'm looking for him to take that first opportunity to step into that role and basically make it his own. It can be his for a long time if he has a long career at the Hunters, and hopefully we see him in the NRL. Hopefully we push him towards, and he keeps growing and getting better, and he moves on to the NRL, and we're happy to have given him his start to get him into that area.
Well, there's not too far you have to look for an 18 or a 19-year-old in the NRL that's really doing well. Sam Walker, Reece Walsh, they're all going good, and I'm sure Judah would have watched them, and I'm sure you would have whispered into his ears to say, mate, there's a 19-year-old there, and that could be you. So I'm sure he gets a lot of...
Yeah, definitely. I think, and the beauty of those two clubs that those guys have gone to, they haven't just said, they haven't locked them into a playing structure. They know that they bring certain talents to the table and making them play to those. So we certainly be talking that with Judah as well.
All right. So this week, Sunday, Runaway Bay, we're at home at Bycroft Oval. 3 p.m. is our kickoff. We're playing the Brisbane Tigers. They'll be up against Dan Russell. He's in the centres. What do you have to make about the opposition?
Yeah, look, they've had a bit of an up and down start, similar to Burleigh. When we previewed Burleigh, I think they've had a similar start, a bit of up and down, but those connections with the Melbourne Storm guys are starting to gel now, and I think they'll see a much improved performance. It's funny that we've actually come up against Cummels in our last 2 games, and then this one as well. So, it's always a thrill for our guys to come up against a countryman, and they always want to test themselves. So, we were looking to, show Dan what the Hunters are all about. He's a great young man, and we're certainly expecting a tough opposition against East this weekend. Brisbane Tigers.
Brisbane Tigers, yeah, that's right. They've changed their names now. Puara and Appel, Capinius, you think you'll be able to name them, or you're going to sort of give them till the end to prove their fitness?
Yeah, look, we've got a couple of injury concerns, Terry Wappy, Appel and Watovo, all carrying injuries. So they've been named in the side this weekend. Looking to give them that opportunity to play. We probably missed Watovo's guile around that middle of the field last week against Burleigh. We'd definitely give them every chance to play. If they're not going to be anywhere close to 100%, then we're not going to risk them. It's a long season, and our squad numbers aren't the greatest at the moment, and it's hard. It's not like we can just call on the next man up when you've got isolation periods and all that type of stuff back to get someone out of PNG.
Yeah, not very true. Okay, well, Coach, I think that's about it. Again, really good talking to you. Please pass all the best wishes from all of us here at Sports Scene to the boys, and we'll be cheering on this Sunday afternoon.
No worries, Lawrence. Thanks for having me on once again.
All right, welcome back. You're watching Sports Scene. It's time now to talk a bit more rugby league. Finally, it's here. We've got the CEO for the PNG NRLC or PNGRL CEO, Mr. Stanley Hondina, who I've been chatting with via Zoom. Now we've got him here physically. Mate, congratulations. We're finally here. The Digital Cup is only a couple of days away.
Yes, Laurie. As you correctly said, it's getting ready and it's getting started in a couple of days.
Over the last couple of weeks, I'm sure you had some sleepless nights, but how did it go? How did everything go? You had your procedures to work through?
Yeah, Laurie, like I said in my speech, this year is not the same as last year. It's just not like the other years when... Put the other way around. Last year we had to do a lot of work, being the first time. Things were never there, drafting the protocols, getting them ready to be implemented, training the implementers of it. Needed a lot of effort and work to be done, and we did that. This year, not as many as that, but we are more tight or we are more strict on compliance. Ensuring that those documents are translated and are being implemented. Last year when we did, there was no transmission, there was no case reported, there was no deaths.
That's right.
Unlike now, we've got some statistics and some numbers there, so it really boils down to the compliance of it and ensuring that the right thing is done and it's done properly. So as a lead up to that, I've had meetings with the franchise managers of all teams. Yep. We've had one with the coaches. So two dialogues have been happening in the last week just to get the same message through with our bunnies protocols, our player protocols, match day protocols, spectators protocols, club protocols. We've been sinking into them and we keep on talking to them every day to see that they really get that opportunity to really implement what's been put on paper.
Yeah, I got to say a big mention too to your platinum sponsors. Esprit Brewery just announced another 2 years. You must be happy with that.
Yes, Laurie. And like everyone else know, and everyone else has been saying, it's tough times. And when pandemic like this hit, the marketing budget is the first one that goes, and it's not easy to maintain. Both their contracts expired last year for a 3-year term. Okay. But in a clause to the contract had the option of renewal or extension for another 2 years under the same terms. Yep. So Digicel exercised theirs, and last week we signed for Digicel year, extending their 2 years or kicking in their option clause. Yep. And our platinum sponsor SP has done the same with the announcement this afternoon. So we'll work on the paperwork of it at the back end. But on a tough time like this, we all our heads high and remain proud and thankful to the two companies in naming rights and platinum sponsor SP and Digicel for coming on board for another 2 years, which gives us some stakeholder confidence and give us some certainty going into the next 2 years. So we can have budgets and we can have things to work around with. So we are happy with that. So we commend and we thank them for extending the options. And on the flip side of that, I think we hold our chest high and take a bit of pride in ourselves that I think we did something that they were interested in, and we're happy to partner with to come on board and exercise the options. So we're happy about that.
Now, lastly, Port Moresby, we've moved back to the Oil Search National Football Stadium and in Ley at the Ley Rugby League.
Yes, Ley will be at the Ley Rugby League as usual on Sundays only. 2 games, no crowd. Port Moresby, we've moved back to the National Football Stadium, being the home of Rugby League, and the atmosphere and the environment and the feeling around that. And more to that, there were some considerations around financial. The decision was mostly around the finances of it, where we could afford, and terms that came to our plate that were even better, that can help us. So the decision was made to go back to the National Football Stadium.
All right, CEO. Look, I'm sure there's a lot more that we want to cover, but you've got a busy couple of days to go. Any tips of any of the franchises?
Look, I think 2 or 3 franchises have been training for a while, 6 months at least, and I'm pretty sure they'll be coming out firing. The others,
Snacks Tigers would be one that would want
Gurias,
to.
Tigers,
Gurias,
Wigman, they always have been the flagships and they've been there. But in saying that, I think I've seen Iso and Dabari doing some extra work of preparations at the back end, Vipers as well, after last year's turnaround. So, it's all a surprising fact, and you never know what can happen until they get out on the paddock.
Okay, no worries. Again, thank you very much, CEO, for your time. Best of luck in the season to come, and all the best.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, EMTV, and the viewers and spectators, supporters of rugby league across the country, and watching Sports-In. This Saturday it's happening at the National Football Stadium. Unfortunately, you can't turn up in person, but it's streamed live on TV, TV1 Plus and TV1 Rugby. You get on, you switched on, and you watch the game and support our game, support our sport, and support our country.
All right, I'm here with Hello Wigman Captain Valentine Culligan, who brought out the cup to officially give it back. Bro, again, let me say a big congratulations to win Blue last year. But feeling the Curry Cup go back, how has all the preparations been going?
We've been working very hard to got this cup last year, and this year the same. For the last couple of months, we've been training also pre-season. Despite the COVID, we have training 3 times a week 3 times in a week. We are training maintaining this cup.
Samplo mangi blipla now staplo hunters. How's the transition lo samplo nipla mangi come inside?
M7 players all start unders right now, and we have 21 new boys in our camp right now, in the Wigman camp right now. So I'm planning to nupla changes na nuplo mangi come inside. It's a very tough task for coach and the trainer to get along with the boys. So we believe we are believing them that they will produce what we are looking for.
Okay, Valentine, me like talk little Judah. Now I'm play lo hunters this weekend as well. You saw him earlier on lo game lamb. Are you happy for his progress?
I'm very happy. As a captain, I'm very happy. Like he's one of my best friend back in Diesel Cup in Wigman camp. I'm my best friend, so I'm very proud of him.
Make sure the time you talk to him, mate. Don't forget us. No good you kiss NRL contract now. You lose it,
Yeah, that's why Christmas we spend the time with my family and all like that. So I'm very proud of this young man, how I'm progress rugby career.
And Valentine, that's what can happen. Also, you play good, attitude, do you stop good, you can get to the NRL. Yes. I mean, World Interest Cup and then the NRL.
Yes, true. Yeah. The wala magi is a very humble committee medlo training. It's a very disciplined guy. So me no doubt how I'm progress rugby career blame nako.
In terms of you personally, Sam, you captain now. There's obviously a lot on your shoulders now. Now that you play defending, what do you think needs to be done this season?
This season is winning a cup is another thing, and maintaining a cup is another thing. So for maintaining, it's a very big box straight away by Mogeland. So I'm looking forward. I'm trusting my boys that who are coming in and joining us this year. me look forward to all. I believe they have the right credentials to be in the team, so I'm looking forward to maintain my cup.
That was the captain of the Hello Wigman team in Lawrence. Lawrence, let's carry on with the weekend preview. Digital Cup coming up.
Yeah, that's right. Digital Cup's coming up. The games are played Saturday and Sunday as well. But before that, let's do the NRL.
Sure.
Tonight, Melbourne Storm take on the Rabbitohs. Justin Olam there with the Rabbitohs. He scored in every try since last year. Every try, every game for the Storms. He's scored for against the Rabbitohs. So somehow he likes scoring tries against them. That's tonight, Storm, Rabbitohs. Tomorrow, Penrith take on the Sharks. And the Parramatta Eels take on the Roosters. Okay, that's on Friday night for the NRL. And on Saturday, this is how they will line up. The Raiders and the Knights, both these two teams are really not up to scratch. One of them will win, obviously. It should be a really good game. The Tigers versus the Titans. And the big game in Townsville, Cowboys versus the Brisbane Broncos. And on Mother's Day, Sea Eagles versus Warriors and the Dragons versus the Bulldogs. All right, so that's on Sunday. Really big games there, of course, and all throughout the NRL, they're going to be playing the games, but hopefully the Broncos. Okay, the Intrust Cup. Wynnum Manly Seagulls take on the Cappers. Ipswich Jets take on the Seagulls. Tweedhead Seagulls and the Northern Pride take on the South Logan Magpies. Now on Sunday, Dolphins versus the Blackhawks, Sunshine Coast Falcons versus the Mackay Cutters, and the North Devils versus the Bears, and the SP PNG Hunters. All right, they take on the Brisbane Tigers on Sunday, the 9th of May. That is what it looks like. We've got the Digital Cup draws now. Let's take that now. Here we are. On Saturday, the Gurias versus the Toombers, and on Saturday, Vipers take on the Cutters, all at the NFS. On Sunday, all right, Wigman versus Lahanis, the Galfiso versus the Central Dabaris, Miox and Moroks. These two games at the bottom there playing late, okay? And the Tigers take on the Eagles. So on Saturday, you've got two games, and then on Sunday, you've got the 4 games there for the Digicel Cup. And yeah, I must say good luck to all the teams participating. It's been a massive effort by Stanley Hondina and the rest of the crew there to get the game up and running. But yeah, no crowds yet to go in. All right, just a reminder on that. But hopefully, you know, if we all just basically, you know, mask up. If you do get the vaccine, do that. It is voluntary, and you know, after the rollout launch, it is now nationwide. You can get that, and it is free. Okay, the vaccination. So yeah, that's it from me. Dini?
All right, there you go. Massive weekend of rugby league coming up. I'm sure all of you will be following on your TVs. That's it for now. If you have any story tip, you can always contact us on 312-9200, or you can email us at sports@emtv.com.pg, or you can message us on our Facebook Sportsing page and leave your story tip, your contact details, and we will get right back to you. So, this has been another episode of Sports Scene. We will see you same time, same place next week. For now, keep safe. Bye for now.
See you later.